So I have a song to start out with here. I don't think I've done a song before in the conference, but this one is from a visionary, John Lennon. And the basic question is, what's the song saying? And how does this apply to an automation mindset and imitating artificial intelligence? These are the answers I put, not necessarily right, but what I saw. I would say John Lennon would be a visionary, and the only reason I say he's a visionary is based on the metrics of the Beatles and the prolific nature of their songs. Um, I say a visionary because in his realm of music, he was outstanding. In fact, the world might not have seen someone as good of a songwriter and who proliferated the music of their group more than he did. Now, what's the song saying? This is a little biased for myself. When I look at the words, basically what they're doing is, I don't know if he's saying these are bad things, but I think he points out many things: heaven, hell, countries, religion, possessions, greed. All of these things are things that bring what? That bring bias. And I think is what he's trying to get people to do is to look outside of their bias. Which, did he think a lot of people could do that, or did he think very few people? I'm not quite sure. But we do know very few people can do this. And it's a very hard thing to do. And that's how I believe it fits in with the automation mindset and going into the BVA approach. You can't have any bias in your mind. You can't have anything holding you back from being able to observe and take in reality. And this is partly why I try to show you a bunch of different things in different realms, whether it's the political debate of yesterday, whether it's Ray Kroc of McDonald's, whether it's John Lennon or anybody else. I try to expose you to a bunch of different realms so that you can learn from these different people who were very good in their own right in what they did. Now, are all of these people 100% type A? No. I try to get you the most type A people I can find, but everyone is in between. No one is all the way. But hopefully, as we move in life, and whether it's really famous people or whether it's people who are in your own company, who are around you in life, that you can learn from them, that you don't have a bias against them, but you can actually listen and observe to what they're doing. Now, one of my students, they're asking me, okay, well, why can you do what you do so well, Dr. Jacob? And I let them know it's because I learned from a very young age that even though growing up I thought I knew everything, I quickly figured out that all of my views were wrong. And I realized that if I didn't change and I didn't start listening to people around me, beginning with my own dad, Dr. Dean, and ending with a homeless guy on the street who's telling me to be careful for the day, or my own son who's only 4 years old, he gets into trouble or does something, and then he starts crying. And one time I told him, hey, Zuzu, you need to stop crying so loud. And he looked at me, he stopped and he looked at me and he said, but Daddy, I want to cry really loud. And then I thought to myself, well, why shouldn't he be able to cry really loud? A lot of times I throw a fit or I get really upset at people. And I started to realize that if we don't open ourselves to learning from everybody, then it's very hard to be very observant and know what to do in the moment. Know what to do when we get into trouble or when issues arise in work or whatever it might be.